Let's cut through the charm, the curves, the sweet smiles. Not every woman is a blessing. Some are lessons, and some are warnings. There are women who bring peace, who elevate your mind, sharpen your focus, and support your purpose. And then there are those who poison the very ground you walk on, and you won't even realize it until it's too late. They don't raise red flags. They raise your heartbeat. They don't start with chaos. They start with compliments. They don't take, they drain. Let me be clear. A toxic woman doesn't always come with loud alarms. Sometimes she walks in like a dream and leaves you in pieces. So how do you know? How do you spot the silent storm behind the pretty face? These are the 7 behaviors of a toxic woman. Not just difficult, not just flawed, toxic. And if you're wise, if you value your purpose, your peace, your life, you'll stay away. Before we dive in, like the video, subscribe to The Wise Stoic, and let's begin. Sign number 1. She weaponizes her emotions. Not all abuse is loud. Sometimes it's quiet. It's the silent treatment, the guilt trips, the tears that appear only when you say no. She doesn't yell. She sighs. She doesn't argue. She withdraws. And every time you try to assert a boundary, she punishes you with distance, sadness, or emotional shutdown. You start to question yourself. Was I too harsh? Maybe I should have explained better. Did I do something wrong? You didn't. You just dared to be a man with a spine. She uses her feelings like strings. And you? You're the puppet. A high-value woman communicates. She expresses, she listens. A toxic woman, she manipulates. You'll find yourself slowly silencing your voice just to avoid rocking her boat. But guess what? It's not your job to carry her emotional baggage. A stoic man speaks with clarity and walks away from confusion. Question for you. Have you ever changed your behavior not out of growth but out of fear of how she'd react? Sign number 2. She disrespects boundaries, then plays the victim. You set a line. She crosses it. You speak up. She cries. Suddenly you're the villain. You say, "I'm not okay with you texting your ex." She says, "You don't trust me." You're controlling. You say, "I need some time to focus on my work." She says, "You're abandoning me." It's a trap, not a relationship, a test. And the more you bend, the more she breaks. This is how she keeps power, by pretending to have none. She crosses lines, then hides behind emotions. And every time you hold her accountable, she twists it into an attack. A high-value woman? She respects the walls you build for peace. A toxic one? She sees them as a challenge. You are not here to babysit someone's inability to honor your standards. Question for you. Have you ever had to defend your own boundaries like you were doing something wrong? Sign number 3. She constantly plays the comparison game. She compares you to her ex, her friend's boyfriend, even the stranger on Instagram. "You never take me out like him. He buys her flowers. She gets more attention than I do." It's never enough. No matter what you give, she moves the goalpost. Why? Because she's not seeking love, she's feeding insecurity. A woman who's whole doesn't need to pit you against others, but a woman who's broken will tear you down to build herself up. You'll find yourself constantly performing, trying to impress, trying to match some impossible standard set by people who don't even know your name. That's not love. That's emotional debt. And you'll never pay it off. A woman who needs constant comparison to feel valued is still in competition with her past. And you're not a contestant. Question for you. Have you ever felt like you were trying to win her when she should have already chosen you? Sign number 4. Her presence drains your purpose. She doesn't support your mission. She distracts from it. Every time you focus on your goals, she pulls you off track. She needs attention. She needs validation. She needs you to fix her chaos again. You start missing deadlines. skipping workouts, letting your standards slip. Why? Because you're managing her emotions more than your own evolution. Let's get one thing straight. Love shouldn't be a detour. It should be a launch pad. If she's not helping you build, she's helping you break. And the longer you stay, the more your purpose becomes background noise to her drama. A stoic man protects his path no matter how soft the distraction looks. Question for you. Are you growing with her, or just surviving her? Sign number 5. She talks a lot about vibes, but never values. She says she wants peace, but starts fights over nothing. She says she's spiritual, but gossips, lies, and cheats. She says she's about real love, but can't define respect. She's all aesthetic, no substance. All talk, no truth. All image, no integrity. She'll say the right things while doing the exact opposite. And when you call it out, she says you're being too deep, too serious. You're overthinking it. You're just seeing through the performance. A woman without values is like a ship without a compass. She might be beautiful, but she's directionless, and she'll take you with her. A high-value woman moves with principle. A toxic one moves with impulse. Question for you. Have you ever heard more buzzwords than truth in your relationship? Sign number 6. She's always the victim in every story. Ask her about her past, and somehow she was always the one hurt. Every ex was a narcissist. Every friend was fake. Every boss was toxic. Not once will you hear her say, I made mistakes too. And if you stay long enough, you'll become the next villain in her story. It'll start small. She'll twist your words, misinterpret your tone, rewrite entire conversations to fit her narrative. You'll find yourself defending things you never did, apologizing for emotions you never caused. Because she doesn't want resolution. She wants someone to blame. A stoic man knows truth doesn't need a costume, and a woman who can't own her past will never build a future with you. Question for you. Have you ever become the bad guy in a story that was never yours to begin with? Sign number 7. She doesn't want a partner. She wants control. At first it looks like love. She wants to know where you are, who you're with, what you're doing. She says she just cares. But soon you realize she doesn't trust. Not you, not herself, not anyone. You try to lead. She resists. You try to plan. She sabotages. You try to create peace, and she creates pressure. Because in her world, control equals safety, and submission, even to love, feels like weakness. She doesn't want your leadership. She wants to lead you. By fear, by guilt, by withdrawal. You'll find yourself slowly becoming passive, agreeing to avoid conflict, nodding just to keep the peace, and eventually, you won't recognize yourself anymore. You weren't made to be ruled by fear. You were made to lead with strength, and the woman meant for you will recognize that, not resent it. Question for you. Have you ever had to minimize your masculinity just to keep a woman from feeling insecure? Let's wrap it up. Toxic women aren't always evil, but they're dangerous. Not because of what they do, but because of what you allow. You're not here to fix broken foundations. You're here to build empires, and for that, you need clarity, not confusion, peace, not performance. So stay away from women who drain your focus, distort your truth, and disrespect your mission. Because in the end, the most dangerous relationship isn't the one that breaks you overnight. It's the one that breaks you slowly, while convincing you it's love. If this message hit home, like the video, subscribe to The Wise Stoic, and check our channel for more unfiltered truth that sharpens your mind and strengthens your soul. Until next time, stay sharp, stay strong, and never settle.